Folks, I want to talk about an article that was published in the New York Times called "Trump is the Real Thing," written by Thomas B. Edsall. Edsall received input from several experts on the wide view of what the Trump administration's actions mean. First, Stephen Vladeck, a law professor at Georgetown, cites the dismissal of senior military lawyers, the revocation of security clearances for attorneys involved in prosecuting Trump allies, and threats of criminal investigation against the law firm Covington and Burling, representing Jack Smith, as moves intended to discourage lawyers from representing clients opposing Trump and limiting legal challenges against his administration. Vladeck says law firms, fearing backlash, are increasingly hesitant to take on such cases, further restricting access to legal representation for those targeted by the administration. Adam Bonica, a political scientist at Stanford, analyzed the pattern of personnel cuts initiated by Elon Musk's so-called Department of Government Efficiency and concluded what we're witnessing in Washington isn't about efficiency or cutting waste. It's a calculated, ideologically driven purge of federal agencies perceived as liberal, a playbook lifted directly from modern authoritarian regimes. The cuts DOJ is calling for, Bonica argued, fulfill an authoritarian agenda, closely following the proposals in the Heritage Foundation's Project 2025. The hardest-hit agencies are precisely those that regulate industry, protect public health, and expand access to education. The intent is to frame political purges as administrative reform, target agencies that constrain executive power, weaken regulatory enforcement without changing laws, and replace career civil servants with loyalists. Edsall explains, what's known as unitary executive theory provides the theoretical basis for Trump's expansion of executive authority. Article 2, Section 1 of the U.S. Constitution vests the executive power in a President of the United States. Under the Constitution, the President and no one else has executive power. The executive is therefore unitary. Trump has often expressed support for his extreme version of the unitary executive theory. Fatali Magadam, a professor of psychology at Georgetown, whose books include The Psychology of Dictatorship, told Edsall, "I have no doubt that Trump has the personality characteristics of a potential dictator, and that Trump strongly believes he has all the correct answers to make America great again. He is justified to crush any opposition to his actions, and in marching ahead in his mission, he has no qualms about damaging and even ending democracy as we know it, and ending the independence of the media, universities, courts, and all sources that could check his power and present alternative views." Magadam says simply, Trump is the real thing. Edsall sums up his observations with this. Assuming that the past 6 weeks are predictive of what's next, expect an age of anxiety. Expect the elimination of tens, if not hundreds, of thousands of jobs. Expect the decimation of liberal institutions to go on for all 4 years of Trump's second term. Expect government services to deteriorate. Expect reduced funding of the safety net. And expect more homelessness, hunger, and disease. Expect poverty. Expect the financial starvation of universities and of non-governmental organizations, and expect unannounced raids, unreliable data, and an America increasingly aligned with authoritarians worldwide. Expect a pervasive climate of suspicion and a preoccupation with revenge. Expect more suffering, more fear, less security, and less happiness. In other words, expect the worst.